$10,000 in dividend ETFs. What it pays you the very first month tells you almost nothing about whether you should actually do this, and that gap is the whole video. Because one of the funds I'm about to show you dangles a fat 10% yield that looks like free money and quietly eats your savings alive. So is this a real shot at freedom, or is passive income just a game for people who are already rich? Let's find out with actual receipts. Here's the deal. I'm taking $10,000 and running it through 5 of the most popular dividend ETFs on the planet. I'll show you exactly what each one drops into your account every month. I'll teach you the one test that separates a bulletproof dividend from a mirage. And by the end, you'll see the honest 30-year picture, the real number, not a hyped one. No fantasy math, no, you'll be a millionaire. Just what the data actually says. Stick around for the ETF everyone loves that's secretly handing you back your own money. Before you buy a single share, you have to change how you look at investing, because most people are playing the wrong game entirely. The normal way people invest is they buy something, and then they stare at the price. Up, down, up, down. Green day, they feel rich. Red day, they feel sick. It's stressful, it's exhausting. And for what we're doing here, it completely misses the point. With dividend ETFs, the question is not how much the price went up today. The question is how much this thing paid you for owning it. You are getting paid to hold the asset. That's it. That's the entire idea. The price is going to wiggle every single day for the rest of your life, and if your happiness is tied to those wiggles, you will never make it to the finish line. And there's one move that turns a tiny income into a life-changing one. You reinvest every dividend. Every payment that lands automatically buys you more shares. Those new shares pay their own dividends, which buy even more shares, which pay even more. It starts pathetically small, a few dollars here, a few dollars there, but that is the engine, that is the snowball. Give it enough time, and it does the heavy lifting for you while you sleep. Your only job is to feed it and not panic. But here's the catch that trips up almost everybody. An income stream is only worth something if it keeps showing up and keeps growing, year after year, with no cuts. And that is exactly where the trap lives. So let's talk about the mistake that quietly wrecks new dividend investors. They go hunting for the biggest number they can find. They see a fund paying 8%, 9%, 10%, and their brain lights up like a slot machine. Free money. Why would anyone settle for 3% when this thing pays 10? Here's why. Most of the time, that giant yield is not a gift. It's a warning label. A yield that high usually means one of two things. Either the price has collapsed and the yield only looks big because the fund is bleeding, or the payout is being propped up by a strategy that quietly returns your own money to you and calls it income. Either way, you are not getting rich. You are getting a slow leak with a great disguise. This is the get-rich-quick instinct, and it's the single biggest thing standing between you and actual freedom. Your gut sees a huge number and screams grab it when the smart move is to slow down and ask one question. Is this payout actually safe, or am I about to get fooled? Because the opposite is also true, and this is the part almost nobody understands. Sometimes a scary-looking number is completely safe, and sometimes a safe-looking strategy is quietly destroying you. You cannot tell from the yield alone. The yield is the headline. You have to read the whole story. So let me show you how to do exactly that, the pressure test, and then I'm going to run our 5 ETFs through it and show you which one is the mirage. Here's the test, and it's simpler than the finance guys want you to believe. 3 questions. That's it. Question 1. Is the dividend actually growing, or is it shrinking? A healthy fund raises its payout year after year. A sick one freezes it, or quietly cuts it, or has to hand you back your own principal to keep the number looking big. Growing is green. Flat or shrinking is a red flag. Question 2. Where is the money actually coming from? This is the big one. Is the payout funded by real earnings from real companies that make real profit, or is it funded by financial engineering that caps your upside and slowly grinds your account down? Real earnings are bulletproof. Engineering is a countdown timer. Question 3. Is it diversified, or is it a bet in a costume? A safe income fund spreads your money across many companies and many industries, so if one corner of the economy gets hit, the whole thing doesn't collapse. If 80% of a diversified fund is really just one sector, that's not safety, that's concentration wearing a safety vest. Growing payout, real earnings, true diversification. Run any dividend fund through those three, and the mirages fall apart instantly. So let's do it. Let's take our 5 ETFs and pressure test them one by one, starting with the one that fails the hardest. Meet QYLD. On paper, it's the dream. It pays a yield right around 10%. On $10,000, that's about $82 a month landing in your account every single month, like clockwork. Compare that to the boring 3% funds paying 20-something bucks, and QYLD looks like it's printing money. This is the exact fund the get-rich-quick brain falls in love with. So let's run the pressure test. Question 1. Is the dividend growing? No, it's shrinking. QYLD's payouts are actually down around 24% since 2021, and its dividend growth rate is running negative, roughly minus 7% a year. The check is getting smaller, not bigger. Question 2. Where's the money coming from? This is the gut punch. A big chunk of that income isn't profit. It's your own money being handed back to you and labeled as a distribution. The fund uses an option strategy that caps almost all of its upside in exchange for cash today, and when that isn't enough, it dips into principal. So the yield stays fat while the foundation crumbles. Question 3. Diversified? Not even close. Nearly 58% of the entire fund is jammed into technology. That's not a balanced income portfolio. That's a tech bet with a yield sticker slapped on it. Now here's the receipt, and this is the number I want burned into your brain. If you had put $10,000 into QYLD back in 2014 for that beautiful monthly income, you'd have collected somewhere around $10,000 in checks over the next 12 years. Basically, your entire original investment handed back to you a slice at a time. Sounds fine, until you look at your account. That original $10,000? The shares are now worth about $7,200. The price slid roughly 28%, from $25 at launch to around $18 today, while the NASDAQ it's built on more than tripled. You felt paid every month while you were quietly going backwards. That is the mirage. The checks were real. They were just largely your own money, waving goodbye on the way out. Now, before you swear off every high-yield fund forever, let me show you the nuance, because not every big number is a scam. And I don't want you throwing out good funds with the bad. Meet JEPI. It pays around 8%, about $66 a month on our 10 grand. It uses a similar options income approach to QYLD, so your alarm should be going off. But run the test, and it's a more interesting picture. JEPI is far more diversified. Its biggest position is under 2%, spread across hundreds of names, and it's held up much better than QYLD, with far less of that brutal price erosion. Here's the honest verdict, though. JEPI's payout still floats with the market instead of reliably growing, and its fee is higher at 35 basis points. So it's not a mirage, but it's also not a growth engine. It's an income tool for someone who wants cash flow today and understands they're trading away some future upside to get it. Useful in the right hands. Just don't confuse high yield today with wealth tomorrow. They are not the same thing, and that difference is the whole game. Okay, we've seen the trap, and we've seen the nuance. Now let's meet the funds that actually pass the pressure test, the boring, bulletproof engines you build a future on. First, the anchor, SCHD. It yields about 3.1%, a boring number that made your get-rich-quick brain yawn 10 minutes ago. But watch what it does on the test. The dividend has grown every single year since 2011, never a cut, never a freeze, at roughly 9 to 11% a year. It's funded by real earnings from 100 quality companies, spread across healthcare, consumer staples, energy, and more. That small yield is one of the safest, fastest-growing income streams in the entire market. This is your hero. Second, the income play, VYM. It yields about 2.2% across 400-plus companies. the broadest, most diversified of the bunch, leaning into financials, tech, and healthcare. Its dividend grows slower than SCHD's, but it pays you more today, and it's built like a tank. If you want a little more cash now without touching the junk, this is it. Third, the growth kicker, VIG. This one yields the least, about 1.5%, roughly $12 a month on our 10 grand, and I already know what you're thinking. 12 bucks? Why bother? Because VIG is playing the long game harder than anyone. It only holds companies with long histories of raising their payouts, and it grows that dividend fast. The yield you see today is not the yield you'll be earning in 20 years. It's a seed disguised as a disappointment. 3 funds, fees between 4 and 6 basis points, basically free. Every one of them growing, earnings-backed, and truly diversified. This is what boring and bulletproof actually looks like. So let's get honest about the first month, because this is where most people quietly close the tab. Put $10,000 into our safe anchor, SCHD, and it pays you about $26 a month. VYM, about 19. VIG, about 12. Quick honesty check before you get the wrong idea. These 3 ETFs actually pay quarterly, not monthly, and they mostly pay in the same handful of months, so that $26 isn't a check landing on your doorstep every single month. It's the full year's dividend spread across 12, so you can compare it cleanly. 4 times a year you get a real deposit. I'm just averaging it out, so the number makes sense. Now, I'm not going to insult you and pretend that's freedom. $26 is a phone bill. If you came here for a get-rich-quick number, that ain't it, and I'm not gonna lie to your face and say it is. And yeah, QYLD would have paid you $82 this month, more than 3 times as much. This is the exact moment the trap springs. Your brain says forget the $26 fund, take the $82. But you just watched what that $82 check actually costs. It's not more income, it's your own principal leaving the building in monthly installments. So here's the mindset shift that changes everything. That $26 is not the tree, it's the seed. A seed looks like nothing. A seed is supposed to look like nothing. The entire question, the only question that matters, is what that seed grows into when you leave it alone, reinvest every payment, and let the safe engine compound for 30 years. So let's actually run the numbers. And I'm going to keep it painfully honest. Here's what $10,000 becomes if you reinvest everything and let it compound, tracked at 10 years, 20 years, and 30 years, so you can actually watch the snowball pick up speed. And before anyone screenshots this, I'm using each fund's recent 5-year growth rate, which I'll caveat hard in a second. These are the honest projections, not a fantasy. Start with the hero, SCHD. After 10 years, your 10 grand is worth about $23,500. Not life-changing yet, I know. But by year 20, it's around $55,000, and by year 30, it's roughly $129,000, paying you about $337 a month. Look at the shape of that. It more than doubled in the final decade alone. That's the snowball finally getting heavy. VIG, the growth kicker. The fund paying you a laughable 12 bucks a month today goes from about $29,000 at year 10 to $85,000 at year 20 to roughly $247,000 at year 30. That disappointing little seed becomes the second biggest tree in the forest because growth beats yield over a long enough timeline every single time. VYM, our income play, is the surprise winner on total growth. About $33,000 at year 10, $109,000 at year 20, and roughly $360,000 by year 30, throwing off around $670 a month. That's a car payment, a rent check, a genuine dent in the daily grind, from a single $10,000 seed you planted and forgot about. Even JEPI, floating payouts and all, runs about $25,000 at 10 years, $60,000 at 20, and $148,000 at 30. And QYLD? I'm not going to project it forward, because projecting a mirage just gives you a prettier mirage. You already saw its real history. that 10 grand shrank to about 7,200 while it paid you back your own money. The honest number for QYLD is the one you already have. Now here's the part everyone actually wants. How do you split the money, and how much of each do you own? You're not going to dump everything into one fund, and you shouldn't. So here's how I'd build it. 40% goes into SCHD as your core, the quality anchor. 30% goes into VYM for income and the widest diversification. And 30% goes into VIG for pure growth. QYLD gets 0 because we just watched it fail the test, and JEPI stays on the shelf as an income tool for someday, not a wealth builder. That 40-30-30 mix blends out to about a 10.8% growth rate and a 2.4% yield. On $10,000, that combined portfolio grows to roughly $28,000 in 10 years, $78,000 in 20, and around $217,000 in 30, paying you north of $400 a month by the end. And realistically more, because your yield on what you originally paid keeps climbing the entire way. Same 10 grand, 3 funds, 1 boring, bulletproof engine. So look at the pattern. Every fund that passed the pressure test built you real wealth. The one that failed it drained you while feeling amazing the whole way down. That is the entire thesis of this video, proven with your own money. Now let me be dead straight with you, because you deserve it. Those 30-year numbers use recent 5-year returns, and the last 5 years were a strong market. Real long-run returns are usually lower than that. So treat these as the optimistic case, the best case version, not a promise and not a guarantee. Nobody knows the future, and anyone on YouTube who tells you they do is selling you something. What I can tell you is the direction is real, safe, growing dividends compound into serious wealth, and mirage yields quietly drain you. The exact finish line will move. The strategy won't. If this changed how you look at a big yield, do me one favor, hit subscribe, because I break down one of these income traps every week, and the next one fools even experienced investors. And drop a comment. Which of these 5 would you actually put 10 grand into? I read everyone. So here's the one thing to take with you. Stop chasing the biggest check and start building the safest engine. Because a dividend you can't trust is just a trap in disguise. The mirage feels like winning. The safe engine actually wins. So if this saved you from even one yield trap today, do me a quick favor and smash that like button. It genuinely helps the channel more than you'd think, and hit subscribe so the next breakdown lands right in your feed. And one last thing, because I promise to keep this honest the whole way through, I'm not a financial advisor, and nothing in this video is financial advice. Every number here is a projection based on recent returns, not a promise, and all investing carries risk, including the risk of losing money. So do your own research or talk to a licensed professional before you invest a single dollar. Your money, your call. I'll catch you in the next one.